speculators, including people in my industry. So you guess where the hell they're coming from. I don't know. But yeah, no religious affiliations, none of that business.
Yeah.
Next slide. S'il vous plaît, monsieur.
I was busy reading all the non-qualified people there.
Yeah. So the thing that we like about this is this offering of this line of credit. A line of credit is essentially better than any term loan. And the reason I say that is because you can essentially refresh the loan and just keep paying it off and just not incurring additional expense. And so it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And they're not trying to jam any other loans down your throat. If you need to expand and you want another loan, that can be arranged as well. But it doesn't raise your equity, because when you start using the term loan starts to amortize and increases your loan payment. So, you know, and it's at this point, everybody wants to jump ahead and figure out how to get more of these loans. That's what I'm predicting. This is like the easy money on under 6%.
That's great. You ready to go on?
Yep. Yep, please. So once again, they've made it pretty easy to do, and we can probably move on past this one too. Yeah. So like I said, the base credit line for the average person seems to be about 350, anywhere from 100 to 350. They can do it as low as 50 or more. The rate runs about 4.5% for that 50,000 to 350. Those are often 10-year loans, term, you know, installments. But the 7-year is the repay and reborrow is a 6% loan, and you can use it on loans for 50,000 or less, or 50,000 or more. So that, I think, might be the ticket, because that's going to give you a lot more latitude, and you can just keep, you know, repaying it off and then getting your line filled again without cost.
Got it. I'm going to move on.
Yep, please. So we all need money. Everybody has different needs, different circumstances, and different credit and different variables. So I need to know what it is that you need in order to match you with the loan that's going to give you the best outcome. And what I want you to do now is go to www.neededfunding.com and click on here to apply. Why don't you show us what that looks like, Mark?
Okay, so yeah, here's the site. And when you get on the site, you'll say click here to apply, which is where we're going to go next. But you can go down the site and see all the different things that Patrick could handle, all the different types of loans and stuff.
Some of them, yeah, there's a lot more.
Yeah, it goes and goes and goes. So just check the site out for that. But you're going to click here to apply because you just need to get some general information so you can place the person with the right product on what's needed for them based upon their credit and other things. So you just name, last name, your email, your phone number, your address, answer some questions that they're going to help him. Then just general information going down, and then submit it. And then you're going to then get back with them, correct, Patrick?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, in fact, I've assisted everybody so far in terms of explaining to them if they have issues, how to get around those issues, or how to get the needed documentation, or what we have to do.
I got it. So we basically have gone through the basic program, and I know you can answer questions on PPP. That's making a lot of changes too. And I know that you could answer any other funding questions. So, and here's Patrick's contact information for you to get hold of him. I'll leave it on there, and we'll just open it up now for questions. Let me Make sure I've got everybody unmuted, and you'll have to be patient while I do that. Okay, ready. Can you do that part to make sure everybody's unmuted? Or if you unmute yourself?
We're doing good.
Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out.
No problem. So a guy walks into a bank and he says he wants to borrow $2,000 for 3 weeks. The loan officer asks him, "What kind of collateral you got?" And the guy says, "I got a Rolls Royce. I keep it here with you until the loan's paid off for the 2,000. Here are the keys." So he leaves and comes back in 3 weeks and comes to the bank, pays the guy off the $2,000 plus 10% interest, or $10 interest, I should say, and regains possession of the Rolls Royce. The guy says, "Why can I ask you a question?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." Says, "What does somebody who's got a Rolls Royce need with a $2,000 loan?" The guy goes, "If I had to go to Europe for those 3 weeks, where else could I store a Rolls Royce that long for $10?"
So if you're able to speak, go ahead and ask your questions too.
Any questions? First of all, does everybody know what a PPP loan is? They know it's a 1% loan that they make payments, that you don't make any payments on for 10 months. Most real estate agents, self-employed 1099 contractors, especially real estate agents in that regard, got passed over in the first round and don't realize that they're qualified for these loans. Independent contractors, LLC registered with EIN numbers, sole proprietors, C Corps with EINs, S Corp registered with EINs, all qualify. All qualify. There's new rules, but most just don't realize that they qualify. That the eligibility just changed in the last 4 days.
Hey, Mark, I can't figure out how to unmute everyone, but looks like they can request it and they can raise their hand or something, and then we could unmute them individually.
Yeah, they've probably got themselves muted. It shows that to mute them there when we didn't do it. So thanks, guys. We've always used Zoom, but we just last week purchased their webinar one, and it's different than the normal one that we were used to. So, but anybody's got a question, ask it or put it into the chat room.
Yeah. The good news is that we furnish you with a link with our co-broker partners and that are in Hazard, Kentucky. And that's linked to directly to the SBC processing center for the maximum process efficiencies and optimal staff. So it's really hard to beat a system like this. The 1% rule, a 1% loan rather, with no payment for 10 months has a high likelihood of possible forgiveness.
Patrick, we've got a question.
Okay.
It says, I'm applying as a sole proprietor. Do I put my name where the company name is on the application?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Sole proprietors are definitely, in fact, I have like a little thing on here that if you work for yourself, you're eligible. It includes anybody who's self-employed. Basically, any money you make, including wages, commissions, income, cash tips, or other earnings you receive, is capped out at about $100,000 a year. You don't need employees to qualify. If you're self-employed or an independent contractor or sole proprietor, you also qualify. You can even get it if you're on unemployment. It's a little tricky, but you can't technically use it to pay payroll if you're on unemployment benefits. So that means you can't get forgiven. But if you want the loan, you have to get off unemployment while you're making payroll or paying yourself a payroll through the.
So that's on the PPP.
Yeah. on the
So
PPP.
you can't have the best of both worlds.
Right. Now, and any all questions, you can just keep them coming, but let me just talk for a minute about some of the funding programs that we have that you might be interested in, like LODOC stated income, some with, 3-year terms, but on 30-year amortizations. So short-term holds, and converts to an ARM after the first 3 years. So you can still stay in the loan if you want, but it's going to turn into an adjustable. It's 650 minimum, although they like to see 700 scores, but we've had clients approved at 650, 660. 70 LTV, turnaround 3 to 4 weeks. Single family, multifamily, mixed use, office, retail, warehouse, light industrial, self-storage, auto service. It's pretty straight ahead, no minimum FICOs. Now that's a little different. That the previous was 8.5. Now you're looking at closer to 11 to 12.
Yeah, Patrick, we have another question.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any information about the EIDL?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is. What is that? And
It's
what
an emergency loan that's runs through the SBA that is considered an express loan, they call it. It's tied to the express loan program. And typically the EIDL seems to be paying real estate agents and people in that range anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. So that's another avenue. And this same link that I'm going to give you also applies for SBA and PPP and the express loans or the EIDL.
So if they just fill that form out, or they can contact you by email, you can give them.
Basically, what everybody is looking for is a Schedule C a filing, which I can send you. That's essentially that, and then driver's license, 2 years tax returns, and then they do quarterly fundings that are compared to. And if you find a quarter where you're down by 25% from in 2020 against 2019, then you qualify automatically.
Okay, that's great. And I'm assuming people can speak. So if you got a question, feel free to speak up too, or you can still put it in the chat.
Yes. So yeah, these are, like I said, game changing, and the opportunities that are bubbling under the surface here are remarkable. It's difficult to say what it means across the board, but I know if I had my hands on 150 grand, in terms of liquid cash, I would be a lot more dangerous than I am this very minute. So I could think there are a lot of uses for that money.
A lot of people that are in our meetup sites are heavy into like wholesaling, but there's a lot, and they're dealing with people that are doing fine, fix, and flip. And I have a ton of fine, fix, and flip people on there. So what kind of product would you have for somebody that would be doing fine, fix, and flip? And I know I'm asking you, this is not a prearranged question. So if it's something you're not prepared to answer, that's
no. It's about 10 to 12% money. I've got private money too. I've got a whole range of things. Typically, the component that goes with fix and flip is the securitization of the loan. And what I mean by that is these are often hedge funds, private equity groups, or people working hand in hand with them as money people who are essentially looking for track records for people who want to do any form of rehab whatsoever. And the issue comes up time and time again. What they're looking for is, what have you done in the past 24 months? How many houses have you detailed out, and do you have the contractors? What do you got going on here? And how can you protect our collateral and our asset and not turn this into a 32-month project, trying to turn it into a palace?
Right.
And so these are acquisition renovation loans, single family duplex, fourplex, which is very difficult. What people don't really realize about the industry changes that have occurred in the past 5 years. Once you had Frank and Dodds in this situation, dictating what everybody's doing from a lending standpoint, everybody got cold feet and moved out of the consumer realm for non-owner occupied.
Got it.
That put you into a business situation. So if you got an LLC, you're a lot more accountable, and you don't have the consumer protections. Those consumer protections make a investor feel very uncomfortable because people take advantage of those consumer protections.
So then the other group that's heavy on our meetup sites, because we've got like 6,000 members, is I've got just an unbelievable number of realtors, and I got a lot of retail realtors. So I'm assuming you got products for that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even, stuff that you can't find anywhere else, like foreclosure bailouts, are out there, but there's X amount of private money to do that. Those are usually net leasebacks.
I got you. Okay.
So there's a whole range of operational opportunity here for everybody.
And then you get a lot of people that are looking for the, I don't even know what the proper term is. Like they've got, like they're buying the property at a title company, and then 2 hours later they're selling the property. They need to get
AB transactions with
transactional funding.
Yeah, well, transactional funding is actually preferred to hard money by a lot of people. And as far as I know, it's difficult to come by. It was the vogue, up to the past, 2 years, 3 years ago. But now it's very difficult to find people doing that. But a lot of people claiming to do it.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to have the title company relationships to avoid exciting the lender.
Yeah, and we have that. I'm glad to, if anybody wants to contact me, I can point them in the right direction on that. So
Yeah.
You've got the lenders for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like a lot of my wholesalers, they'll strike a deal and then they've got it resold and they want to do one closing and then
assignments can make that go away. And there's a number of other approaches, but it's not illegal to do an AB closing in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. So it's going to vary from state to state.
Yeah.
That we forgot to put the disclaimer in this, so I'm going to put it in right now. So anybody listening, real estate by its very nature is risky. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You always need to consult an accountant or an attorney, and basically said another way, don't sue us. We're just here giving advice, and you should always seek the right counsel.
Always defer to the attorneys and the other professionals as well as the CPAs. I do not give tax advice or legal advice.
Yeah. So
we have fix and flip. We've got blanket liens, where we've got we'll package them up in 5 and break them down all the way up to $5 million, $6 million.
Right.
But we're looking for areas that aren't bombed out. We're looking for quality collateral on those, because the investors have been burned in the past on stuff that has been in targeted areas that hasn't worked out for them.
So questions. Somebody give us a question. Ask a question.
Somebody said something about no doc or low doc. Did you see that? There was a question that's, I think someone's raising their hand, or no, I don't, maybe not. Anyway, there is no low doc PPP. it's pretty loosey-goosey as it is. I don't think you need LODAC. What you need to do is qualify in the most minimal way. I mean, it's for people who aren't even registered for the state as sole proprietor. So it makes no sense to, there's no credit criteria whatsoever, PPP only. And if you're alive and you're breathing and you got some cash that you made in 2019 and 2020, you need to compare the quarters and find a quarter where you took it on the chin. And I don't think that's going to be real hard to do.
Yeah, so questions? Eunice, anybody? Patty?
Mark, can
Yeah.
you hear me? This is Eunice. Hi. Well, Patrick, can you at least go over the minimum requirements for PPP? Because, for someone that has, let's say, an LLC.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
sure. I'll give you a sense of what you need and what the variables are. You got some, you're an LLC, right? So,
We did a short presentation on this. I can send it to you too, Eunice. It's a video. We did it last week. And everything.
Perfect.
We
I
said
would
the
love it.
time was running out, but it's been extended. So if you just shoot me an email as a reminder,
Okay.
I'll try to remember as soon as this is over to send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
And then it's unbelievable how they've loosened the controls on it too.
yeah, you're going to need a driver's license, voided
Okay.
checks, bank statements, Form 1120s, payroll Form 940s, and a 1040. And there's some notes here that I can share with you if you want to talk. My contact information's up here, but in the interest of time and privacy, I would probably suggest that we talk just one-on-one, if that's cool with you.
That's great. Thank you. I appreciate the information.
Sure. Yeah, it's
Anybody
basically
else?
upload. Where? I think. Well, I'm excited. I have to tell you, I really do feel that this is really great. I mean, between the two programs and the access to bridge funding, low doc stated income, no minimum FICO, fix and flip, and not to mention there's a ton of programs that I haven't even touched on that are. We have people with platforms that will, if it doesn't fit the criteria, they'll put it on auction with 2,000 investors.
Wow.
Little things, but stuff that I think makes a difference to people, and it's not something you can just dial up or it's hard to find. Very difficult to find.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get on the internet here and show people where you can go ahead and get. Give me just a second here. I'm going to show you where you can get the video that we just did on this stuff. If you go on and you Google, just do Mark Maupin YouTube channel. Can't even spell my own name. Maupin YouTube channel. CHAN. Yeah, channel. Here we go. So then you go to the channel and you go to the videos at the top. Then if you look right here in the videos, first of all, this channel is chock full of educational free videos on wholesaling. You name it, it's here, a lot of short ones. But if you go to payroll protection plan, second round, this is a 5-minute video that goes over it. And then there's payroll protection round 2. It's got a video 1 and a video 2. It's about a little over an hour's worth of talking. And then there's more on it here with just real estate business funding. So there's a bunch of videos in the first couple of lines. Just click on them, watch them, and but also contact Patrick because he's a wealth of information.
Yeah, I'll send you forms if you need the Schedule C forms. They're special or not special, depending on which form it is. There's all kinds of stuff that I can do to help.
Yeah, so or you can just go to the neededfunding.com, click on apply now, and you can send him just fill out some questions and send them in to him, and he'll answer that too. Or go to the,
Yeah, just contact me and then I'll get back with you as soon as possible.
or just go here and call him. Either way, any of those things work.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I guess if there's no more questions, we'll
Patty's got a question here. How about modular homes? Modular homes, I think would be okay, but are they going to be non-owner occupied or owner occupied? What's the, why don't you contact me, Patty, and directly, and then I'll get into the needed discussion with you on that. Modular's okay. Manufactured's okay to some degree. Manufactured home parks are okay. I mean, you know, it's what you want to do with what program. But we've got funding for all that. Just a matter of the status of the property.
Yeah. Well, this has been really interesting. The one thing I got out of tonight, Patrick, is there's a cajillion business brokers that this program you talked about would solve all their issues because financing part of it's the toughest part, and people could get some incredible buys because of having that available to them. So
yeah, it's like I said, it's like everybody has no idea that these are out there.
Yeah.
My industry are thinking about refis. They're not thinking.
Okay, guys, I want to thank you for being on, and feel free to contact us. We appreciate you. And I'm going to end the meeting right now. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
I enjoyed talking to everybody too.